Okay, starting, you push the on button and it's going to flash preheat during this phase, and that it's not ready to use until the light around the brewing chamber comes on. So in just a second, you're going to see the light around the brewing chamber illuminate. So there, it's ready to go when that light comes on. You have three selections, three buttons you have to worry about. This is the brewing button, so you don't push that one until you've made these selections. First selection is the strength. Thin, medium, and strong. Best to start with thin and see how that actually performs, and then if you want to go up from there, go ahead and go up from there. The second one is the temperature. I would start with the hot temperature, which is the third setting. You push it 3 times and the little thermometer goes up to hot. Start at hot and then back off from there. But hot is usually acceptable for most teas. And then this is the cup size. So we have 4 different cup sizes. The first cup size is 5 ounce, 8 ounce, 12 ounce, and 16 ounce. So we'll do a 12 ounce. This is going to be an iced tea, or a cold tea. What I do with the cold tea is I brew them into jars, and mason jars like this, and then put them in the refrigerator. You can add ice to them, but I actually like the consistency better if you are able to put it into a refrigerator, and then they're kind of like ready to drink at that point. Make whatever you think you're going to use for that day. So I've got containers like this. I like to find a container that is about the right amount to go into the brewing chamber. You never want to fill the brewing chamber completely full because the tea leaves have to have room to open up and expand. So I would never put more than 3/4, like right about this arrow is where you should be when you put the dry tea leaves in. So we'll take this container, which equates to about 3/4 of that. This is a passion fruit tea. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. The beeping sound is something we had to put on because of the requirements for safety, but you can close this while you're getting ready and while you're preparing this. And then, so the thing I was saying is there's a ball inside of here. This ball has to be at the bottom of the valve housing, so you shake it, and that's what the instruction sheet I gave you says. But what I do is put it here, give it a little shake like that, stick it in here like this, and then there's 2 slots. There's ears on this, or ears on here, and the ears drop into 2 slots. So it doesn't screw on like a jar. You wait, and you feel where it drops into the slots, and then you got to just make sure both ears are actually in the slots and it's not cross-threaded like with half and half, because then it will leak or this won't close. So you just got to make sure that you feel where that drops in. You'll get the hang of it, and then just pull it tight. This valve here, or the valve opening, should be put in at 90 degrees, or not, or 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock actually, to the side, and that points the jet towards you. So I think let me see if I can pull it. So you see that this is put in to where it's at, over here or over here. Either way is fine. Either way is fine, here or here. And that will always point the jets toward you. Okay. Okay. So close this. You'll feel it, pull it to the arrow and it'll click in. And then you've already got your settings here. So we've already set the Strength it thin. We've already set this at the highest temperature, and then I'm going to make 12 ounces, which should fill this to about here. So what you're going to see is the brewing chamber is going to fill. You'll see that there's, let me try to see if I can get this. So nothing will happen in the beginning because the brewing chamber is filling. And once it fills, it will start to come out the bottom. So for about 5 to 10 seconds, nothing happens. And then you can see the agitation here. And then there's pauses. So there'll be 5-second pauses. Every 10 seconds, there'll be a 5-second pause. And that's what's happening here. And then the pump starts again. And what that's for is to allow the tea leaves to open and allow for a steeping effect. And then pressure comes in after the steeping effect and forces the water into the tea leaves again. So what's happening here that's different from either a Keurig machine or that's different from brewing it traditionally is that you're under many times atmospheric pressure, so that forces the water into the tea leaves, and the agitation opens the tea leaves. A good example of what's happening inside of the chamber is, imagine this is, let's go back here. Imagine this is a tea leaf. What they do to process tea leaves and to preserve them is they twist them like this. And then they fire them so that they are in a roll like this, so that the oxygen can't get to the internal structure of this paper. If I were to light this on fire, it would burn more slowly than if it were open because oxygen can't get to the internal structure. That's the exact purpose of the twisting it, not to allow the oxygen to get to this internal structure. Once it's been agitated, it opens up, and then the pressure pushes the water into the leaf. What is happening here is the brewing process is finished, and an air cycle comes in and pushes the rest of the tea out of the brewing chamber. You don't open this or anything until you see the puff of, and that says that it's over until you hear the pump stop pushing. And when the pump stops, you're ready to remove it. And that pump is just pushing all the air, or all the water, all the tea out into the cup. So there, it's done. Now, we just take this. And you can put this in the refrigerator and chill it, or you can put some ice in it and then put it in the fridge. Either way, you can also brew right over ice. When it's done brewing, you take this, open it up, close that so it doesn't bug you. Remove the top. And you'll see the tea leaves should look like this. They should be expanded by 3 to 4 times. And you're going to clear these out. Sorry. This is a dump box here, so. And then either, if you don't have you can rinse this, rinse that out, and then you're ready to go again. This is ready to go again. You have 2 because you can always have one that you're filling and ready to go while you're cleaning the other one. Okay, this is going to be instruction on how to do a tea latte. So you're going to pre-mix the milk blended recipe prior to actually using it. So what you do here is you take 50% sweetened condensed milk, not condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk specifically. And you can use either regular or low fat.
Hello.
Hi. And so you take this and you're going to go 50-50. You're going to take 50% of this, so half of this can. And then you're going to go exactly the same equal portions of low-fat milk. So I'm going to put an equal amount, and they'll separate so you can tell that there's an equal amount. Watch that. You can tell there's an equal amount there. This is the condensed milk sweetener, and this is the regular. So I'm going to blend this up. It doesn't have to be completely blended because once it gets hot, it'll actually blend more itself, but you can shake it up. If you happen to have a frother, you can, like this one, you can froth the milk, and it actually that would heat the milk. The only downside of having it cold is that it will reduce the temperature of the tea. So this is going to be the milk and sweeten. It's sweet, so it's going to actually create a really nice body and really nice sweetness for a chai tea. So this is a chai tea that has a little more citrus in it than a traditional chai tea, but I would go with, something that's a masala chai. You want to look for something that's got full pieces like this. But what we're going to do is this is going to be actually a fresh brewed chai. So again, I'm going to take a container that equals about 3/4 of our brewing chamber. There. So fill that, not overfill it, but just go ahead and fill it. Chai, you got to try to shake up your chai to make sure that all the parts, all the pieces are mixed in. So you're getting an equal amount of the cardamom, cinnamon, cloves. This one has orange in it, orange peel and orange pieces in it, which that's what gives it citrus designation. But again, I'm going to shake this to try to hear the ball drop. And if not, if you want to just be safe, use either a paper clip or this is a SIM card tool for removing SIM cards. Just making sure the ball is at the bottom of this valve housing. Let it drop into the ears. Make sure they're even. So that's the other thing. You want to make sure that this is even and that one of the ears is not cross-threaded. Like this is what it looks like when they're cross-threaded. It's like that, where one is in and one is out. Put that in, they drop in. Usually if you go backward, you can feel it drop in and then go forward. Gonna shake it one more time. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. And then put it in at 9 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Just not 12 or 6. And when I say that, I mean, I'm talking about this valve housing here. That corresponds with the position of the jets. You'll see it in a minute that the jets, if you put it in at 3 and 9 o'clock, the jets will be facing right at you. You're going to be seeing the jets right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this down there, and then I'm going to use the same settings as I had last time, so I can just go ahead and play. Okay, what you're going to see here is the chamber is going to fill, and nothing should happen. You might see a few drips, but nothing's going to happen before the chamber fills. You're going to hear the seal. That ball that's in the valve is going to go to the top and seal, and then it's going to pressurize. Then it stops and allows for the pressure to penetrate the tea leaves. Get it ready to go. Now what it's doing is it's pushing, the air pump comes on. No more water is flowing in, it's only air, and the air is forcing the remaining tea, or chai in this case, out into the cup. And what that's going to do is you're going to see a burst of steam, which will be the final amount of, there it is. And then that'll push the remaining chai out into the cup. As you can see, we've done 8 ounces here, so we've got plenty of room in the cup there. Plenty of room in the cup to, let me tilt that, yep. And so what we'll do here is take this, and you're just gonna fill the rest up with this condensed milk. And if you wanted a little less sweet, what you can do is, you can use less of the sweetened condensed milk. So this is a ratio of 3/4 or 75% tea and 25% milk, which is kind of the opposite of coffee. Coffee is about 80% coffee and the remaining, or 80% milk in a latte or a mocha, and the remaining is coffee. And this is reverse. You get the healthy aspects of tea are 75 to 80% of the overall drink. The remaining amount is just the milk and the condensed milk. So this is going to create an amazing drink. It's, it's going to be so much fresher than anything